Hey, Kevin Easy here. Just want to run a couple things across you. Sitting here on a Saturday afternoon, watching Transformer videos and shit, and I want to talk about the Lyman Public Library, or your library in your own hometown. Libraries are a thing of the past because reading is fucking gay to people now because we have computers and iPhones and shit like that. But I know, like my hometown library, there's a lot of interesting things you can find there. Just recently, I went there and I got the most recent AFI disc, Blood, and pretty amazing album. I have to say, I didn't think much of it when I first heard the initial songs on it, but I've grown to really, really enjoy it. And I just got the, I believe the latest Volbeat there too. And I tried to get the latest Anthrax, but I was unfortunate enough to come home with some rap album in it. So I had to take that back. But on another note, I got some movies, and I got them sitting right here because I want to discuss, like, you know, video stores and like how sometimes it's like, man, it's for once. Here's I went today and I got some movies, and at the bottom you can see. It says saved $222.81 because I didn't have to buy these movies. I could rent them and watch them. I mean, that's not what rental charge is going to be because $220 for rentals would be sucky. But first off, I got John Wick 2 because I thought the first John Wick was amazing. I hadn't watched the second one yet. I've got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers because I wouldn't go to this theater or rent that one. You know, I do like robots and shit, but Power Rangers was never one of my things. Even though I like fucking, you know, kaiju movies and robots, period. It's one of those things I always thought Power Rangers was so cheesy for the stupid cuts. The kids part was dumb. And it's just wonky. Like when they had some of the villains were just dumb. Chips, the movie with Dax Shepard. God, I haven't seen it, and I'm hoping it at least has one joke or two in it that is amusing. Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow, as it's called in the United States release. Once again, a movie I was wanting to see really badly, and I didn't get a chance to go see it in the theaters, nor did I go rent it. But I really want to see it. You can sit here in the comments. Tell me your review of any of these things in the comments. Terminator Genisys. Another movie. Didn't see in the theater because Terminator Salvation was a okay movie. I was a huge fan of Terminator 2 and Terminator 1. Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, not so good. Okay. It had parts that were cool. I like the depressing ending to it, but you know, Salvation. Once again, I like pessimistic endings to movies. I actually like Infinity War for the fact that it ended on a down note, because like, you know, it seems like a lot of horror movies and definitely superhero movies that, you know, good guys win, or the girl escapes or whatever. And, you know, and I've always liked horror movies that have the downbeat ending. You know, it's just, to me, it's more realistic and fun. And then lastly, I read Transformers last night. I saw this in the movie in the theater. I see every Transformers movie the day it comes out, but I haven't watched it again since I saw it then, and I figured I'd give it a rewatch. I know it was kind of a long. There's parts that are kind of hard to watch and really over the top. Like Mark Wahlberg jumping on the drones is ridiculous. But it does have some cool Transformers in it. I did like the part with Grimlock puking up the cop car. You know, like the last couple movies, they have good parts in them, but there's a lot of bad parts in them too. I didn't really get into why some things were in it, like Cogsworth, like being a headmaster, and he's not a headmaster. I did kind of like the Suicide Watch kind of deal where it would show the Decepticons' names on it, where Megatron was getting his posse together. That part was kind of cool. But, you know, in the end, most of the Decepticons become cannon fodder. Like, I like the idea of Nemesis Prime in it, because Nemesis Prime, or Scourge, he's called in some forms is a cool character. I like as a Decepticon, like the evil Optimus Prime.
And then the arms will push in.
Yeah, I didn't. One of these things I have to say as a criticism too is like, I don't want to hashtag not my hot rod, but while I like Hot Rod's car form, the fact his second car form, his Citron car form, I wasn't really a fan of. But his second form is the Lamborghini Aventador, was cool. I just didn't like his color pattern being all black and orange. And I didn't like his French-speaking thing, but no, they took the character. I'm one of those people, like, a lot of people don't like Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime as a character in Transformers. I did. I didn't like him as well as Optimus Prime, but as far as, like, you know, the second wave of Transformers, like when we're past like movies on, he was one of my favorites, and I was stoked when I saw the movie of his character's Hot Rod. I didn't necessarily want him to be the leader of the Autobots, and I think that's the thing that happened at the end of Transformers. There was a lot of, as far as the cartoon, the G1 cartoon, that like they would go back and forth with like, well, should we keep him as leader or should we not? Should we keep him as leader or should we not? And, like, Optimus Prime came back twice, you know, and both times fucking he gave the fucking matrix of leadership over to Optimus and fucking became Hot Rod again. So, and actually, if you watch the Mishima cartoon, which just came out like this year, I thought it was cool. They made what is his name? Rodimus Unicron. Yeah, I think it's something like that. And he was basically Nemesis Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime, with the goatee and stuff to be evil, the black motif. But anyways, I'm not sitting here going to talk about Transformers for the whole thing. I just want to say, go to your local library. There's, Lima Public Library even has, besides music and new movies and stuff. I just saw Rampage last week, and great movie. I think the best comic book adaptation of a video game, or not comic book, a video game adaptation I've seen on film yet. I've watched Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and House of the Dead and all these. They're pretty spectacular. I mean, the first Mortal Kombat has moments in it that I kind of thought were funny. It kind of remind me of the game. But even Doom, I like Doom, but it's kind of a guilty pleasure one. But The Rock being in two video game adaptations, I would prefer Rampage over that one because I don't know. Maybe it's a thing to me because I used to play the shit out of Rampage when I was a kid. I also got some comic book part here, and I was intrigued by the DC Bombshells, and we'll go here with oops, see if we can go back here on it. I started reading this one. I'm not quite through with it yet, but here's the first issue, and then we've got the second issue, second collection, and the third one. And basically, Bombshells is like a reimagining of the female DC characters in like a World War II fighting the Nazi setting, and it's pretty interesting. I don't know, just you have to check it out. The art's pretty good in it. The idea behind a lot of the characters is pretty cool. The art's, I guess I like the reimagining of it for a 1940s style look. So yeah, I don't know. I got that, but they have lots of. I mean, if you're into Dragon Ball Z, they have Dragon Ball Z there. This is at my library, Lima Public Library. But there's all kinds of stuff there. So and like I said, reading, it should be more fun to people. Like I can't believe, like when I was a kid, young adult, I loved reading. I did that to pass time all the time. I get engrossed in books. Stephen King was like my shit when I was like in high school. 1984, my favorite book of all time. To this day, it's burned something in my head, and it's something that movies can't give you. Movies can encompass sound and sight and if it's a really good movie, ideas. But a book leads you into a rabbit hole of just ideas and thought. And I just wish more people read. I think the world would be a better place if we were more literate. But that being said, I just wanted to tell you to go to your library. And on top of that, I did want to give an update on Curse of Z. We're playing a show. I believe it's August 8th. We were playing Rex Fest again this year. Yeah, and it should be awesome. A little bit different from last year for us. We'll be playing with Eric Von Spivey as our bass player, and we'll have a few new songs and shit, and it should be a fun time. So it's a 2-day deal. I think it's the 7th and 8th. It's a Friday and Saturday. I don't know the location yet, but keep looking on Facebook. Look up Pyrex, friend him, Piwreckz, maybe? I can't remember offhand, but Pyrex, he's a local rapper, and he's really about the music scene, and I really think it's cool because he has the idea of having festival mentality where it's not just like rap guys and it's not just rock, it's all encompassing music. It's a cool thing for Lima, and like if honestly he's had trouble finding venues for it, and I wish people would come out and support local music like that. There's a hell of a lot of cool bands in Lima, and they don't get much opportunity to play here. Shouts out to 3130. Those guys, my friends. Cheers for Beers, and those guys. So, anyways, I'm gonna cut this video short. Just say, support local music. Come out see Cursive Z or Let It Go whenever they're around. You see it advertised. Go to your local libraries, and I'm out. Later.